What up guys, Nakamoto Crypto here. Today we gotta talk about Titano Finance, the good, the bad, and the ugly about this project, and also whether or not it is sustainable. Stay tuned, like and subscribe. Let's get to it. So meet Titano Finance. This project has been running since November. It had gained a lot of tractions lately, so let's talk about it. Titano is claiming to be the leading revolution in DeFi right now with their auto staking, auto compounding protocol, or what they simply call a TAP. They are promising you 102,483% APY. So with their white paper, I want you to focus on their TAP, because they said this TAP uses a complex set of factors to support the price of Titano and also the rebase rewards Titano is giving out. Now, they never went into any details about what this complex set of factors is, and this is the problem with some of these node projects. Transparency, they need to be more transparent and explain where this money is coming from, that they are able to pay you 102,000% APY, annual compounding yield pretty much. Another factor they went into is that they use the game theory factor, and this is pretty much human nature to determine the most likely habits of those who buy the Titano tokens. For those of you who don't understand what game theory is just I take action, you take an action, and something will happen in between. So they are forcing humans to take actions with Titano in terms of investing, but this action has to pretty much be based on everybody else's. So this is just to play Jedi mind tricks on everybody using this game theory factor, which is kind of a mathematical model to understand decision making in human beings. And this is the interactions between these humans who are the decision makers with Titano. So pretty much it's like a game where they are trying to get you to stay the longest in it, auto compounding your money to get your yield. Now this TAP is flexible, but also once again the problem is the price of Titano, as this auto staking, auto compounding protocol pays you out every 30 minutes, 48 times every single day you will get your money. But the price fluctuation is what they're not putting emphasis about. As you can see right here, Titano is currently at 9 cents, and look at the fluctuations the price have done since this project was born back in November. It launched at like 3 cents, spikes up to almost 10 cents, back down to 2 cents, and that's what it's been doing. So its all-time high, I believe, was about 20 cents, and the coin currently is down 50% from its all-time high. So Titano so far, amongst the node projects that I've been researching, has been the only one that is holding this steady so far. And I don't know how they are pulling it. They are claiming that they have some other means of resource income coming into the TAP so that they are able to pay everybody out. So if this is a Ponzi, then they are using your money and investing it somewhere else. Now that somewhere else and these other resources, they haven't gone into depth about how they are able to pay people like this. They're just saying that they are using other resources. I've looked everywhere pretty much, even went on to their YouTube channel. I want you guys to pay attention and listen to the Titano founder, David, when he was interviewed about their resources and also the sustainability of Titano, and this is what he had to say about it. Take a listen.
Burn all the tokens and blah. There is no tricking our way out or into sustainability. We have to build our way into sustainability. Right, so Titano has an amazing first product, right? The tap-backed auto staking and auto compounding token. It's an amazing first product. I would venture to say that in the last 6 months, it's the best product that's been released in DeFi. This is why there's so many copies of it. But it's one product, and no company can survive on one product. And as amazing as this product is, it also has downsides to it, right? It causes extreme inflation. And inflation is a it's a tricky thing, right? People have asked me, well, David, how many tokens can we print before? And there is no real hard answer to that question, right? But what you do know is that it causes sell pressure. And so what we have to do is we have to design a strategy, and this is exactly what we've been working on, to combat, not only combat that sell pressure, but to create long-term sustainability. And what that means is it means the same thing that it would with any company or any other crypto project. We have to create utility. So I said earlier that earlier in the chats that while the CERTIC audit was taking as long as it was, we weren't simply waiting for them to finish their audit. We were in the background working, and we were looking at how the project was laying itself out and what things people were gravitating towards and which things they were not, and looking at how we create sustainability around this idea that's Titano. And so we put a lot of work into figuring out what would make this project sustain. You know, when out of the CERTIC audit, and I still do want to go back to that, we can definitely go back to that a little bit later, but out of the CERTIC audit, it was revealed, it always was a part of Titano, that the rebase rewards would cease in 4 years. And a lot of people, as you would imagine, sent me messages, oh my God, what does this mean? And part of my response was, listen, 4 years is a long time. But my other response was, you know, you can't look at that as being our milestone. Right? Our milestone is we have to constantly create new use cases to cause sustainability long before we can start talking about 4 years. We have to do that now. So we've been working extraordinarily hard behind the scenes to both figure out what do those use cases look like and when do we start implementing. So let me tell you the second part first. The second part of it is we start implementing them now. And the first part is, let me go through what our use cases have to be and why.
Yeah.
Okay.
David, if you don't mind, if I just jump in here. You know, when we first came onto this project, David brought me in Austin, and I asked him at the time, you know, what is this project about? He showed me Tap, and I thought, well, this is an incredible way of doing it, an incredible way of distributing tokens. And at the core, that's what it is. I mean.
Okay, so you heard the man. So their entire basis is that they understand that this is not sustainable. 102,000% APY, like I always say on any of these node projects. I just covered Ultra Safuu. You've seen what they did. They promised you 300,000% APY rebase token, auto staking, auto compounding every 15 minutes. They couldn't handle even running like a week. They literally disappeared. No contact. The admins are gone on their Telegram channel, Twitter. They're not responding to anybody. They literally took everybody's investment and just disappeared. And that was a Titano fork and Safuu fork pretty much. So the man is saying that they are looking at other ways to make this sustainable. But the problem is he's not being transparent as to what are these other ways where they can just take your money and invest it somewhere else so you can trust them with it and you can still get your Titano rebase token rewards. But as long as this is going on right now, the price of Titano will always be like this, fluctuating, because they are just reprinting Titanos with a rebase token. You all understand how it works. They just reprinting the supply, and it's changing all the time pretty much, and that causes huge amounts of inflation. That's why you see the price today at 2 cents, tomorrow at 9 cents, the next day at 20 cents, and so on. It's just them reprinting Titano, repaying it to you. And if everybody's not doing anything with their money, it's just auto compounding, the price will keep going down and down and down all the way up to November this year. That will make Titano a year-old project. It is still up and running, but this is not sustainable. The owner himself is admitting to that, and he is saying they have other ways to do it. But once again, he is not being transparent as to what are these other ways to make this project sustainable. Yes, they are audited with Titano Finance. but that doesn't mean anything. We're talking about sustainability here. Yes, Titano is secure, but is it sustainable? That is the big question right here. And this is what they are not, unfortunately, answering.
Ecosystem, a brand new ecosystem where people can spend and will be able to spend Titano. And at the start of any ecosystem, whether that's Bitcoin, Ethereum, or whichever token you choose, there's a distribution. You have to have a distribution model. So how do you distribute it? How do you get it far and wide? How do you spread that word as far and wide as possible you can so that you get a nicely distributed amount of tokens, right? And if you look at our wallets today, 65,000 in 4 months, multiple nations, so many different countries in our chat. You can see them talking away, so many different languages. Well, they've achieved it because they have such a powerful first use case, right? They have this token which is being distributed so powerfully because of that premise of this incredible rebasing rewards. So they've achieved that. They did that right off the bat. Now, the second question I asked David was, right, what do they have? And he said, well, not just that, they're real developers. They came up with this project themselves. They coded it, they put it out, they modeled it. And the modeling of the fixed APY, that's very specific. That's very specific. You know, if you're an engineer in any field, whether you're an aeronautical engineer, whether you build cars, whether you make cardboard boxes to store glass, you know, whatever it is, if you add a few inches to your airplane wings, you know, it's going to change everything. Let's not jump on that plane too quickly. So if you take this 100,000% APY and you just knock it up to whatever you want, that changes things. You can't keep everything the same and just whack something else on the end. Now, I'm not saying that, you know, to belittle anything else. It's not that. It's just they went to so much time and effort to model this to get it right. And where is the proof that it works? Well, the proof is 65,000 wallet holders across so many countries.
That's not enough proof though. This is the problem that I have with Titano. Where is the proof that it works? They say, well, we have 65,000 people who signed up, wallet holders, and they are all investors. Any scam project can come along and just convince people to sign up. That's not proof that this is sustainable. Again, they are dodging questions. So I want you to exercise this getting into any project. If they're not being straightforward, answering straightforward some questions, always being wishy-washy, like not answering your questions properly, look at how he dodged the bullet right here. Sustainability, what does it have to do with 65,000 people joining the thing? So that means they are telling you that this is a Ponzi pretty much. The more people join in, there you go, that's your sustainability right here. That's not a great enough answer. So with any bank, how certificates of deposits work, you put in your money, the bank takes it, lend it to somebody else at a higher rate, takes their cut and pays you back your return on investment. Where the bank makes money, you make money, everybody else is happy. But with these auto staking, rebase, auto compounding, I want you to understand this part. Sustainability, transparency, they're not talking about it. And this is the problem I have, unfortunately, with Titano. If they fix this, I might consider joining. But until then, Titano is a pass for me. As for you, I mean, look, the price has been this fluctuating. People have been making money with it. Right now, it's at 9 cents. At one point, it was at 20 cents. Who knows? It might go up to 50 cents. Before it does, this might be your chance to get in. No financial advice. As for me, this is a hard pass, because the Titano guy himself told you that if Titano continues to run like this, it's only sustainable for up to like 4 years from now. If that's the case, good time to join in, but I don't believe in that statement personally. I believe that this could run maybe for another few more months, unless they come up with something tangible, something solid to explain how this sustainability is going to work. Until then, hey, like up the video, share it, subscribe. For some crypto content, I have been Mr. Nakamoto Crypto, and I'm out.